I have just eaten. I have eaten a short while ago, maybe less than an hour ago. I still feel it in my stomach. But this is what my stomach looks like. Well, my torso. It's what my torso looks like. I was thinking about it so much, but my torso does not define how my life's going. I want to see my abs so much, and although a year later, I said, yeah, I'll be able to see my abs. Watch. That's what I said, word for word, and I remember it even to this day. I remember the fact that it was me in my room, or the room that's been allocated for me, eating a Nutella sandwich, saying I want to be able to see my abs. Well, I've got them, but financially, I'm still broke. Yeah, you might be able to see it, especially if I laugh. Yeah, I can see my abs, but that. Yeah, yes, I can. And yes, I'm feeling the most at peace I've ever felt in my adult life ever. I've worked through a lot. I've been through a lot. I've worked through a lot since. But I need to get, I'm saying I need to get this money up. Or my money up, sorry. But it's not my money. I'm not the one printing it. I mean, it would just be access to the money. Because right now, I have the opportunities for it, and I still do have some money, but I don't have it anywhere near as much as I'd like. It's triple figures, less than 300, as far as I'm aware. And in my head, I'm thinking I only have such an amount of time, maybe less than 2 months worth. Less than 2 months worth of living expenses, excluding rent, etc. I'm not going to get too much into detail about that, but it is this way for me because I have been excessively holding on to the maintenance of the debt that I've incurred from going to university. Yeah, and I need cash flows now. And because of it, and because I'm in a situation where if I don't, I would have extremely lowered my quality of life if I don't within this 1 to 2 month period. Yeah, it's about time I go and get myself cash flow, and I can start off with getting a job. I'd focus so much on being able to see my abs upon reflection, but I wouldn't think about, oh, can I see my legs? What about my legs? And I'm gonna say, now let's see. Yep, I'm okay. I mean, I can function properly. My feet feel uncomfortable, but in that sense, I'm okay. Excluding the bunions, I'm gonna have to sort that out. I finally, 1 year after I've stopped postponing it, finally. But now I understand that, actually no, going back to that, I now understand that my life isn't just about whether I can see my abs. It really isn't. I'll be able to see them more if I hadn't eaten less than an hour ago. But this is reality. This is me on 1 year later, exactly. After having those thoughts, I now understand that my life is not just about whether I can see my abs. And although the pursuit of improving my health through lowering my body fat percentage enough to the point where I can see my abs has meant I've helped myself in almost all aspects of my life significantly. I'm still, even with this low body fat percentage, I'm still not where I would like to be in my life. I'm not renting a different place. I'm not renting a place by myself. I'm not renting a comfortable, spacious place. I can't drive. I can't, I can literally drive, but I can't legally drive. I don't know how to ride a motorbike. I don't know how to do wheelies on bicycles either, which I wanted to do for a while, ever since I was a kid. There's still a lot I can't do. I mean, I can't swim. I do know how to swing a little bit here and there. I can box a bit. I can shadow box a bit and punching back a bit, but I've never been in a fight myself. I've never been in one myself. I've seen it online. I've seen people fight online. I've seen people a series of boxing matches in person. But as for being in it myself, firsthand, being in a fight firsthand, I've never done it before, and it's within my best interest that I do, so that I know how to fight. And when I do move out, I know I can protect myself, as I have a lot of experience doing it, not only through boxing, but through martial arts as well. I'm saying this whilst I look at myself in the mirror. Yeah. Okay, I said I wanted to be able to see my abs. Well, I can, but that doesn't mean my life's ideal. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I'm not where I want to be in life. I'm not. I'd like to have more money to be able to further invest in myself. I've gone and bought a whole load of books today on the 31st. And in that sense, I'd say that's a present for this time of year, when in memory of the time exactly 1 year ago now that I said, oh yeah, I'll be able to see my abs. Watch. I remember that wording so clearly. Sat down on the bed, on the edge of the bed, close to the window. Watch. Well, it's happened. I've managed to do it. But just because I've managed to do it doesn't mean that life's amazing. There was I think I could have implied that that's what was gonna happen. My life was gonna be absolutely amazing, but it really isn't. It really isn't. I do have a lot to live for, but the reason why I say it's not amazing, with little thought behind it, is because I'm not in an ideal position in life. Even though my body fat percentage is low, there's still many places I could improve physically. I mean, as you can see, I'd like to increase my how much muscle I have. I wonder if I can set this up. Yeah, hold on a sec. Enough of me looking at my abs. Yeah. I'm feeling the most at peace I've ever felt. I have more direction, more of a clear direction in my life. No. I had clear direction in my life as to what I wanted to do with my career. I wanted to become a business owner through customer service, but I've picked a more healthy route through personal training. As I learn more about my health, I have to take my health into account going down this route, or otherwise I won't be taken seriously by other people. And also, I might not be stable mentally or even physically. I might have a whole load of health injuries, a whole lot more that I could have avoided compared to if I did just go on this path. A year onward. I lost my train of thought there, so I've just stopped it. a year onward. Where am I at now? Mentally, I've used so many different resources to help me build up myself in most aspects of life. It's just that in terms of getting things done with my career, personal training, which the route I'm heading down, I really have to learn how to buckle down there. And I think I'm setting the foundations to do that right now by wanting to learn and having that as the main agenda in life, so in my life, that I live by, because it means I can do so much more with myself, and I can negotiate life how I truthfully want to by constantly learning. And when I say I can do a lot more with myself, I not only mean physically, but also mean in a mental sense too. Physically, I'll be able to do things that I haven't been able to do before, like calisthenics moves, like being able to swim, being able to box, being able to do martial arts. And in a mental sense, I'd be able to further understand myself through having more resources based on mental health and therapy. I actually want to get some courses related to that and related to productivity, just getting things done career-wise. I want to buy Dr. K's course, which when I do have money coming in, I'll probably do, because I've learned so much from listening to that man, that even before filming the camera, I was listening to the interview that he had with QT Cinderella, and it was just a lot to take in from that. And there's a lot of things that ladies might be experiencing that I don't understand right now, and in order to further understand how the world works, it would be useful if I have a clearer understanding of what ladies might go through more than what guys might go through. For example, like how Dr. K was saying to her, it seems like she was being judged. It seems like her character was being judged off her appearance, i.e., her dad saying, "Well, you can't wear a tank top. You look like a hoe." She didn't say that word for word, but that was basically the message. It was shunned. Dressing a certain way was shunned. Understanding just what is going on, just in general, outside, both including what I've just described, women's issues, and outside of that, it would help me understand how the world works, because then I'd understand people more, and I'd be willing to show more sympathy and also more empathy from time to time, because ladies might talk about being harassed. I would say that I certainly have been myself, and understanding what it's like from their perspective would be very helpful, especially seeing that I might be training ladies. That would actually be very helpful, even in a professional field, because I'd have a clearer idea, at least on average, what ladies do and don't consider acceptable. Like, would they consider me spotting them for a squat whilst I'm training them sexual harassment? Yeah, that's actually, I've never thought of that, but I think it's true. Of course I would, seeing as I'm forming the opinion right now. Pardon me. I'm looking for, now that I've gone and got the abs, got them, I can see my abs now. I understand that was a fucking scam. The idea to get abs is a fucking scam. It's so dishonest. You have abs already, but I think I at least partially listened, or otherwise I would not be here today. My roots, in a sense, have been built off dishonesty from others, or from just pardon me, from the fitness industry in the form of them trying to present the idea that getting abs is real. It's not. It's not. You have abs. We all do. Otherwise, I would not be able to sit down right now. I would not be able to sit down, stand up, lean from side to side, bend over, lean back. I would not be able to do all of this. I would not be able to do that if I didn't have abs. I even felt that in my stomach. Well, my abs. Not my stomach. My stomach digests this food. It's not. It's where my core is. It's within that same area, but it's not my stomach doing that. It's my abs. Anyway, yeah, that's a fucking scam. I usually I support not swearing excessively, because in my mind I think gutter mouth, gutter mind, gutter way of life. And that's one thing that I could talk about right now. The more I swore, it was like the less of a position I wanted to be in. Like for example, in the first channel trailer I made, I swore quite a bit, and I certainly would not want to go back to that mind state of where I was at. I don't even know where I was at mentally, and that was what, getting on to 7 months ago now. I don't know, and I could find out. So if I ever want to find out, I can, but I want to keep moving forward. And one way that I could move forward physique wise is not listening to the fitness industry, not listening to them, because I believe that listening to the fitness industry through listening to the ideas that they present, such as getting abs, could actually build the foundations for health issues, i.e. eating disorders, and also other things. I don't know if it's a health issue, but body dysmorphia, just unhealthy mind states, unhealthy state of mind. It can, because the fitness industry are telling you physiques like Big Ramy, I've forgotten his name. American white guy, David something. I don't know. I'll be able to. I want to say David Lade. For some reason, I don't know. I genuinely don't remember. But Big Ramy, yeah, those sorts of physiques get extreme social approval. But Sean Rhodes, or Sean Roden, I forgot his name, he passed away at 46 from doing what it took to get to a physique to that standard outside of natural bodybuilding. That's what the fitness industry promotes. It's not about health, it's about aesthetics. Aesthetics come over health. Just like how drug dealers would put money over health, the bodybuilding fitness companies might actually put money over health in the broadest sense, physical health and state of mind. All the fitness industries are really going to do, actually no, it's an opinion, it's not a fact. I was saying it like a fact, it's not a fact. In my opinion, the only thing I could really imagine fitness companies doing for those who die in their mid-40s, for example, from steroid usage, like Sean did, would just be to say, oh sorry, may you rest in peace. And after that, he's gone permanently. That's it. But that is aesthetic. That's the wrong word. That's socially approved in the form of it being aesthetic. Oh yeah, I want that physique. It killed him off. It effing killed him off. Him getting to that point meant he died from a heart attack, I think. I don't know. I'm willing to say that this take of mine based on Sean is rather uneducated, because I'm not certain on his cause of death, but I genuinely do think it's a heart attack or something of the sort, because his body couldn't take all of those steroids that he was using, something like that. I don't know. But outside of death, bodybuilder deaths like Rich Piana and Sean and Z's, you can get other health conditions like acne, strong acne, destroying our bodies for looks. And I could have gone down that way, simply of just wanting to see my abs, just of wanting to solve self-esteem issues I had from feeling unhappy when I look at myself in the mirror. I didn't feel okay. I felt low. I felt physically. I felt lethargic from how I was eating a year ago. Oh, actually no, back in before I started the body transformation for good, late August. Yeah. No amount of fitness industry motives are gonna help with that. None whatsoever. And the fitness industry is, what are the odds that in all of those physique photos they're gonna say, or on the images, oh yeah, this person took steroids. Not even getting into specifics, but admitting, be aware this person took steroids. What are the odds that they're going to do that? That then mean, oh well, this physique's physically unattainable, even for the person that seems to have it. It's not his in a sense, although he might have trained to try and get there, because it might be 75% his efforts, 25% steroids, or maybe even more. Maybe it's more balanced than that, or maybe more unbalanced in the opposite direction, where it's predominantly the steroids that are getting him to that physique, and the steroids getting him to that physique like 75%, and his efforts being at like 25%, for example, in terms of what actually got him there to that physique that that would be shown in the photos that you can see on Google Images. When I say him, I'm not thinking of anyone in particular, I'm just in general. I do have a specific image in my mind though, that said, which is quite contradictory, but that's just from seeing many images online. You can literally type in physique on Google Images, and then you see an individual, I think, who's called Adam in the Transform Your Body, Transform Your Life book. White guy, blonde hair, abdominal walls and muscles, just really developed. But I don't know what that man did to get there. I don't, and I'm not willing to pay that price, that potential price tag that would come with it being steroids, because that could mean I die at a young age, and I'd like, before I would have been able to completely live how I wanted to live. I could, like Z's, die at 22 if I were to have been, if my steroid usage was prolonged. I don't want that, man. I don't want that. Now, from just wanting to see my abs, I now just which would much rather go out of my way to value my health, taking care of my health. I'm now over 1 year deep, about 14 months since starting the body transformation journey, outside of all of my efforts before that, all dating all the way back to maybe even 2019 when I was making food journals in a book, a journal that I actually still have to this day. It's not about just wanting to see my abs anymore, it's about learning, self-mastery now. And also being able to live how I truthfully want to live. Just a few seconds ago, during some pauses, I was just thinking about how my mum showed dismissiveness to me today. I kept on saying I don't need to be told to turn the heating on, because she said it multiple times, both yesterday and today, that I don't need to be told to do that. It shows that you're not listening, and she just dismissed me. She just did that and walked off. Yeah, she said. I would be doing this journey, making these videos out of revenge. Revenge against my mum. Partially because many times she'd say, "You're not doing anything. You know what? You're not doing anything. You're not doing nothing." It's grammatically incorrect, but hey, I think me giving that slight dig could be passive aggression, which would mean I'm showing anger in that way, which would mean seeing as anger, according to therapy in a nutshell, is a secondary emotion. I'm thinking that it could be the root of it could be sadness, undoing sadness. For example, by in this specific context, saying, why would you say that to your own son? Why? Well, my answer to that question is actually lack of communication, because I don't want to get caught making these videos. I don't want to get caught for them to say, no, you can't do this. I'm not willing to hear no. I'm unwilling to hear no. Because like during the GCSE times, when I asked if I could get a job alongside doing school, they keep on saying no. And I vividly remember my dad saying, well, more recently, my dad saying no and shouting at me, saying, no, I can't do a 2-day water fast. And after those, I thought, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing that. The 2-day water fast event, the way how my dad handled me saying that, just reaffirmed my beliefs that it's not. It's not something that would be in my best interest to do, due to the lack of emotional safety that my parents might show to me in the form of dismissiveness and aggression, so from time to time. In my mind, I'm now saying, I just want to feel happy. I want to feel at peace. That's what I tell myself a while ago. I want to feel at peace. And I want to be in an environment where so much shouting going on. It might happen every now and then, but it's nowhere near as often as it once was. But even still, I don't want to be living with my parents anymore. I don't want to be in this place where the environment is emotionally unsafe, where I don't think I can show openness towards my true thoughts and beliefs to something without feeling like I'll get an intense amount, potentially an amount of social disapproval that I can't handle. Especially from my parents, seeing as I'm not paying rent here, and in a sense I live under them, which could mean that if they disagree with my lack of religious beliefs extreme enough, that could mean my homelessness. That could lead to me being kicked out from one thing to another, and homelessness has been threatened over me in the past before. I vividly remember that happening once, vividly, as I was walking up the stairs, and as that person was there just saying that to me in that way, it's just something it's not something I'm willing to accept anymore. The person hasn't done that recently. They said they'd never do that again, but you can't take that back. I personally think I probably remember these sorts of situations a lot more than the I love yous, because like how Dr. K said, we are biased towards the negative because it allowed us to survive. And in this specific context, I might agree with that, because that might mean if I were to show my openness with my lack of religious beliefs because I want to decide whether I do or don't have them by myself, rather than just allow them to say that I have those beliefs for me, I mean I could get kicked out. I don't want that. That might not have made sense. I lost my train of thought there. And more water. If I'm just going down to the root of it, I'm thinking I'm done with this way of life, and like how Akash Vikala says, if I transform my body, I've transformed my life. That's his mantra. That's his idea. And as I've been doing that, I have been changing my circumstances. I have been changing my views. I have been going down the path I want to go down, which my parents said yes to. In my mind, I'm saying I feel thankful for that, but I believe I'm entitled to picking my own path, then following what they wanted for me, which was to go to uni. Oh yeah, my sister went to this place and that place. I don't think with the way how it sounds, I don't think my parents were looking for, they genuinely, at least might not have been looking for wanting a person, but more so an ideal way of life, their ideal way of life, potentially so that they can believe that they haven't failed as parents. I have been direct with them in some places, like saying I don't want unsolicited advice, but they still give it anyway. I don't want to be, they've literally given me proof, countless proof, that that they from time to time purposefully or yeah, I could say that. Purposefully just decide not to listen to what my needs. I've said I don't like unsolicited advice, I do anyway. Those are sorts of things I just can't accept. I can't accept being in this sort of environment every single day, 24/7 anymore. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in a place where it's not emotionally safe, where I can't say what I truthfully want to say, rather thinking that I could get kicked out. I don't. That sounds like a lack of power to me. I'm looking for control, I think. Autonomy. Being able to manage what goes on in my life completely and not being attached to what my parents will want me to do or how my parents will want me to think, like through following Islam on their terms. I'm not against following religion, but I'm not following it on their terms. If I ever do, I'll follow it on mine. That would then mean I have decided how I want to live, and I've decided that that's acceptable for whatever reasons. I personally don't think I genuinely might not ever want to believe in just one set of religious beliefs, because that might then mean that I reside with those beliefs only, and whether I do or don't realize it might show a closed-mindedness to other beliefs that I might actually reside with, that I might actually agree with. So I genuinely might not ever reside with one set of religious beliefs by saying I am Muslim, for example, by saying I am Christian. No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to. I want to be able to show an open-mindedness to all sorts of opinions and values and test them out and see if they're true. Show skepticism towards them, which certain religions might not want to be shown towards their own religion. They might want individuals to follow blindly. Oh, if you follow another religion, you'll go in hell. Fear mongering, really? That's not healthy. And there's this idea that religion is here specifically just to have control over the masses. That could be true. It could be. But if I am to believe that, I'd have to have very clear reasons as to why I think that, so I can at least explain why I think the way I do. And if I think the evidence supporting that theory is valid, then I'm willing to believe that idea. But I haven't gone out my way to do research on ideas that both at least somewhat prove and disprove that, and then be able to make my own decision from it. This is a lot more serious than I thought it would be. I don't have a summary yet. Like, what am I actually looking for? Clear cut, what is it? Because it's not, I genuinely, right here, right now, I'm not kidding, yeah. I want to get rid of the idea to want to build muscle. I really do. I don't want to be attached to that unhealthy, I don't want to be attached to agreeing with the fitness industry anymore. I don't, not in a conventional sense where I want to get abs and I do these fucking 30-day challenge videos. In my mind, I'm just swearing. I don't, because that can then mean I end up like these bodybuilders that have passed away at such a young age, in their mid-40s. I don't, when that could have been avoided on the premise I actually took care of my health rather than allow myself to get used and abused, first mentally and then physically, perhaps. Or there's this idea that ladies they're having to, or at least some of them are having to do anywhere from half to completely naked photo shoots to get their card. That doesn't sound like a healthy industry to me, and there's literal proof that that's the case. Like I've forgotten her name, so my proof of my claim is not completely valid, and it can't be fact checked completely. But it was a white American lady, white American blonde lady, sharp jawline, sounded a bit masculine, deep voice a bit. Could be from steroids. That's maybe not. That's not the point. But yeah, she was literally showing proof of her potentially completely naked or half naked, just in a bikini outfit with other ladies there posing in a suggestive way in pursuit of their pro card, against their integrity, against their moral code. Even in the model industry, there's a documentary from Vice where a model is saying that, yeah, from time to time he's been touched up in pursuit of just wanting to be a model. Although I think it's necessary to bring these things up because abuse it does exist. Doesn't matter where, but if I kept on going down that route of wanting to see my abs, I could have put myself in a position where I went against my moral code to fit somebody else's, and that is, in my opinion, unacceptable. I'd have to live with that for the rest of my life. I'd have to live with regret that I went against my integrity to such a degree for the rest of my life if I went down that route of just wanting to be able to see my abs, to work through self-esteem issues, of feeling disappointed every time I look in the mirror. Just, it wasn't anger, it was sadness. It was sadness. I look at myself with sadness, looking at myself, seeing how big my stomach was. Although having a body fat percentage anywhere from 10 to 12 is, as a man, is seen as healthy. I've seen that in my manual, in my level 2 gym instructing manual, but I've forgotten where that source was. I apologise, but yeah, that's considered as healthy. And it's legit. I mean, it came from the course. At least, in my opinion, at least, it's from a legit place. And I'm not against this idea. I'm not against this idea of having a body fat percentage within this range. I'd ideally make it more specific and say 10 to 12, because I do like seeing my abs, but predominantly wanting to just see our abs could make us susceptible to major issues. Body dysmorphia, bigorexia, eating disorders, maybe even anorexia. Or maybe being a bodybuilder for so long and treating your body in such a harsh way that the way you've been abusing your body from all of those years of basically trying to get rid of carbs or whatever, has meant that you just wanted to relax and you just eat a whole lot of fast food, etc. Which you in your mind might not have thought was possible to do in order to fit, in order to be competition ready. I don't want that. I don't want that. That implies that somebody else's standards are more important than our own, because we be going out of our way to fit a specific standard that other people have set first over our own standards, over, or at least potentially over wanting to live in a healthy way, like be physically and mentally healthy. We put that second over other people's standards of needing to cut weight to fit that specific criteria. And those are the same people that could say, well, you don't fit the criteria if only you're a little skinnier. They don't have to deal with the mental health consequences that come with that. They don't have to deal with the fact that you have gone against your moral code in pursuit of fulfilling their standards for self-esteem issue reasons, to show yourself that through following other people's standards you are valuable in the form of trophies, championship trophies, and all of the memories that you might get coming first place in a bodybuilding competition show at the expense of your fucking health. Maybe training excessively, getting a slip disc like Ronnie Coleman in pursuit of this aim, and spending millions potentially on surgery. In my mind I was saying, say allegedly. Oh no, fuck all that, man. I'm saying what I want to say. Yeah, man, I'm not living in that fear. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. And that I'm not saying out of fear, because I don't know if it's fact. I mean, Ronnie Coleman to me is just to say pixels on the screen saying lightweight, baby. I don't know him. But yeah, what actually am I looking for? What am I looking for now? The answer, as I've just been asking myself that question, is this: autonomy. That's why I'm now going to be mainly doing what I'm doing exercise-wise. Autonomy. Autonomy, according to the Collins English Dictionary and Thesaurus, or Dictionary Thesaurus, is self-government, and government means to rule, to manage. And to me, that's very important. It's the number one thing in my life. Being able to live how I want to live, being able to rule myself, being able to manage myself, and being able to think for myself, being able to manage my own things that are going on. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to function in this world. I'm not going to be able to function in this world without depending on my parents, which is just a reality. I don't want to be in this emotionally unsafe environment anymore. I don't want to be in this environment where my dad could show me so much hostility and I could get either an anxiety attack or a panic attack from being shown that much hostility. Last time it happened, it wasn't so extreme, but the feeling of my leg shaking wasn't so extreme. I wasn't shaking at all in my left leg, unlike last times in the past. It was only a slight shake in my right quad. But even still, I don't want to be in this position where I'm voluntarily staying in an environment where I've been shown such levels of aggression. And he said, yeah, you'll never hit me, but he's threatened it. And that's enough for me to not want to be here, because that's health and safety is just, it's a basic need. It's a basic need, and it's either he hits me or I hit him, means that my health and safety could be at risk every time he says that, and even after every time he says that. I'm not doing that. I'm not being in this environment where anyone, particularly the man that created the sperm to give birth to me, has threatened my health and safety. that's exactly what he's done by saying that. I might get hurt during those conversations, he's saying, by saying it's either I hit you or you hit me, with the way how the conversations were going. What? And then he'd say things like, well, you treat us in a certain way, but you wouldn't treat your friends in that way, implying that I treat my friends in a way that he'd prefer more. He wonders why. He said that in the past, not recently, but my friends in school didn't threaten my health and safety. My friends in school listened to me, at least as far as I remember anyway. They wouldn't go out of their way to just give me unsolicited advice over and over and over again. I felt safe around them. I didn't feel scared of them because they didn't threaten my health and safety without knowing how to fight. During those conversations, my dad actually does pose a threat. I mean, look at my stature. Look at that. And although, as I've said in many videos in the past when addressing this sort of situation, or this topic, of the times that my dad stepped up to me in my face and I've felt my legs shake, I'd say that I need to learn how to fight to protect myself. Not because I'd want to have a fight with dad, but so that I don't live in fear. I don't live feeling scared. I can live feeling comfortably. I can live feeling, knowing that having an inbuilt safety, knowing that I can protect myself if need be, if it really got to a place where I've tried to de-escalate the situation and anyone, or in this specific context my dad, has actually started to swing at me, I know that I can protect myself with a black belt in martial arts, for example, or many fights on my belt, no pun intended, and a pro card, and a boxing pro card. I don't want to be weak anymore. That's what I say. I don't want to be weak anymore. I don't want to show incompetence of being able to manage my life and not do what I need to do anymore. I don't. And I've been thinking, well, how am I going to be able to, I've said that when I move out, how would I be able to move out and never come back to live with my parents again, or with family in general at all? How would I be able to do that in a way I would want? And I've actually started to collect some ideas for how I'm going to do that, because I refuse to want to stay in this emotionally unsafe environment. Pardon me. All of the I love yous don't matter when the mind is biased towards the negative, and when you've shown dismissiveness and have crossed the boundary of threatening my health and safety, or implying that my health and safety is at risk. Those are boundaries you just, especially the health and safety one, those are boundaries you just don't cross. Especially with your children, I mean, come on. But maybe that's how my dad's parents raised him. Maybe that's how it was back then. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because during that time, like, domestic violence was seen as at least more acceptable. It was more acceptable to hit ladies. I'm not saying that was going on, but during those times when my dad's parents were alive, that was more acceptable for sure. Autonomy, that's my answer. I'm not doing this. Fuck the build muscle idea. I'm not saying that because I'm against the idea of wanting to do that, but I'm against the idea of primarily wanting to do that. Once I've built the muscle, then what? What then? How does that change my life? So I'm not following the fitness industry in that sense. Fuck the fitness industry in that sense, in that regard. I'm not doing that, man. Has being able to see my abs meant that I'm living completely in the way that I want to? No, it hasn't. And some people on this journey might not understand that that's how it works. My lower back hurts from sitting down on this part, on the side of the bath. Kind of hurts a bit. I've got to protect myself. Yeah. I didn't understand that being able to see my abs wouldn't mean that my life would be this fairy tale. Basically, it would be the real life version of a fairy tale, where I'd have all the money, I'd have a name that I made on Plank Day 62 from following Life XP's advice of having outrageous goals. Was, oh yeah, I'd have 500,000 subscribers in 2 years. Fuck that. Apologies for swearing so much. I say gutter mouth, gutter mind, gutter life. Apologies. I do practice what I preach for the most part, but I haven't been doing that as much as I usually would here. Being in this video. Let me just sit down. That's actually gonna feel more comfortable. Okay. Yeah, that's the answer. So year 0, day 1, I was looking to be able to see my abs because I didn't feel happy with what I saw in the mirror, as I've said many times. But now, year 1, what now? Autonomy, self-government, self-mastery, knowing how to learn, and just having complete control of the mind and body. That's what I'm looking for. So I can live how I truthfully want to live. I can get what I want to get, and that at the moment has been material possessions. I.e., a black Porsche SUV. I don't know what model, but it's a mid 2010s model that I've seen on the street. I was thinking, yeah, I want that. But then today I was thinking about it, and I said to myself, if I did get that thing, what would I just feel extremely just docile because I've gone and got what I wanted to get? Maybe not, I don't know, but I am gonna go out of my way to make my life more comfortable, not excessively comfortable, but more comfortable to a level that's healthy for my drive and also healthy for me as an individual. So in the sense that I'll be looking to have a place, or be in a place, in a life position in which other people do value my goals. Other people do show respect to what I'm trying to say to them. Like, if I say I don't like unsolicited advice, they actually listen to me. If I politely say it, they actually listen to me, unlike my parents have done. I don't think it sounds to me like I'm asking for them to comply with my needs than to actually listen. I call it listening, but I think it's compliance, because it's, yeah, I think it's exactly that. I think it's exactly compliance, because I'd be saying, please don't do this, and that me saying, please don't do this, or no, it wouldn't be please, it would be, I don't like this, and I don't like this because X, Y, and Z. For example, my mum not still telling me to turn the heating on, even though I said yes, I know I can do that if it's cold. Then mum's still saying that over and over again, even though I've said what I said just now over and over. Well, once, sorry, before today, yesterday. I don't I don't think she actually wants to listen. And maybe I don't either. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's something I'm going to have to figure out over time, and I'll allow myself to, especially when I have cash flows, through giving myself time to still grow like how I am now, by doing that in the weekends, or doing that whenever my days are off, depending on what I do. So I'm gonna put myself in a circle where the environment actually is emotionally safe, because I'm not getting that here. I'm not getting that here, and they've shown that if I do say I don't like this, they do it anyway. The unsolicited advice, the aggression, if they're showing that they don't listen, then I'm done. They've shown that they don't listen, so I'm done. I'm done with that. So I am gonna just move on to making friends who won't threaten my health and safety, like how my dad has done. He says, "Oh, he doesn't mean it, and he won't actually try and hit me," but I'm not listening to that, because he could, and he does actually pose a threat. Seeing as I know I can't, well, not can't, but seeing as I know I don't have fighting experience, I don't know how to fight. Yeah, it's not that I can't. I'd be able to swing, but I don't know how to fight. So I'm gonna go learn how to fight, and surround myself with people that actually can take constructive criticism, and can take listening to me, saying, or for example, that unsolicited advice stuff. I prefer if people don't, and if people don't give it. That's because I value being able to learn how to do things by myself. I value going out to go and get knowledge from other people by myself and in my own time. And I wouldn't have asked for advice from other people in my life personally. I don't like that they might have motives that really don't align with my own, and they might actually be trying to hurt me in some way. I don't know, but it's just not trustworthy. Yeah, so I just don't like that. I don't like unsolicited advice. I don't know what their motives are, and it's not like I've asked. It's unsolicited. Unsolicited is not called for. It's not wanted. Almost like harassment, but it's certainly not on that same level. But it's harassment and unsolicited advice do have the fact that it's unwanted in common. Whatever the it is, yeah, the advice or the harassment, they're both unwanted. So in that respect, they do actually share a common trait. I like being able to do things in my own, it just in my own time by myself. I can learn freely and with as much structure as I like. But if I had to get unsolicited advice, I'll be getting a structure which I might not potentially like. Yeah, I could get one which I really do like, but I'd much rather be willing to go get it myself. Because even if it's a structure that I do like after hearing it, or even if it's something that I really do like after hearing it, it's still unwanted. I didn't ask for that. So, yeah, that's my take on unsolicited advice. It's unwanted. It's not like I've gone out of my way to go and ask for that person's help. So, and again, even though the intentions might be genuine and might be trustworthy, what actually might happen from following that advice might not be within my best interests. It's just not trustworthy. Yeah, anyway, just to wrap things up, I want to say, what am I actually looking for? There's a video that that you can find from typing in Yaza self-improvement on YouTube, and it's one of the recent videos that he made, and he said in the comment section, he said, tell me your goals, and I put autonomy with a full stop. That's it. That's what I'm looking for, to be able to live the life I truthfully want to live. And I'm not focused on building muscle at all anymore. I'm done with that way of life, and here's why. I'm not focused on building muscle anymore, because just like how Goku Pumper showed, muscle size does not mean strength. There was a workout that he did with prisoners, and he was trying to do pike push-ups of some sort, and he was just finding it really difficult to do it. That's from my memory anyway. So with that in mind, with that blurry memory in mind, I understand that muscle size doesn't necessarily mean competence. Muscle size doesn't necessarily mean strength. Muscle size doesn't necessarily mean ability, but I thought it did. And I know I thought it did, because I'd say, well, even if you didn't start off doing calisthenics, surely it'd be easier to do calisthenics after coming from an extensive weightlifting background, compared to somebody else who has no athletic background. And I'd say that because even in one of the most recent daily logs, I'd say that because I think, well, more muscle means more ability, more capability, because that muscle can be there to help you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It doesn't necessarily mean that, which Goku Pump showed in that video. I wouldn't be able to give the link to it because I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, he was talking about, oh, this is where boys become men and men become beasts. I remember that exact wording. This is where men become beasts. And he was just finding it tough. That was after he just stood up, a few seconds after or something, from my memory. But yeah, so I'm done with that goal. I'm not just gonna get lured in by the fitness industry and potentially by people like them, who like Goku Pump, Broly Gain, so on, who are so who make so many videos fixated on wanted to build muscle, wanted to lose fat. I'm done with that. I'm done with that way of life, and I don't even want to sell that. I don't want to even sell that idea to anyone when I have my own personal training business, when I make one. I need to learn how to code to do that, to be fair, but in time. Anyway, yeah, I'm not doing that, because even I don't want to do that. Why'd I give myself something that I haven't done, or I wouldn't even be willing to do? It's not fair. Oh yeah, take these drugs, but I wouldn't be willing to take them. Nah. Forget that. But yeah, I'm not looking for muscle gain anymore. I've gone past that. Once I build the muscle, then what? What now? That doesn't mean my life's amazing. That doesn't. Oh yeah, I fill out my t-shirt. Well, great. What use does that have? What use does filling out my t-shirt have? Yeah, you can say, oh, I have more muscle to be able to do things in daily life, but that's not why I'd want to fill out my t-shirt. It'd be for self-esteem issues. Although I might still have self-esteem issues and thoughts which imply that I have a lack of self-worth somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not going to go out my way to want to build muscle anymore, because I don't want to be lured in by fitness industries and by people on YouTube to just buy their course or buy their program, which might not even work, and which me doing that might actually be the foundations for body dysmorphia. Even after putting on the muscle, the body dysmorphia that I might have might actually increase. I might actually increase it by building muscle, through building muscle that way. Nope, forget that. I'm not doing that, because that's very unhealthy. That mind state of body dysmorphia, having to be so specific with your calories, otherwise you're not going to be able to look the way you do, and you might completely lose your shit because of it. I'm not doing that. I'm not willing to do that. So autonomy is the way. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I said at the end of the sentence. but just due to background noise, I'm not playing it. I'm looking for autonomy, self-government, being able to rule, manage my own life, rule in a fair way, manage it in a fair way, in a healthy way, and being able to speak to people in that same way is what I'm looking for, because that will mean I get to live how I want to live. I get to live my life to the fullest. Very basically, that's why I'd be doing it. Very, very, very basically, yeah. So I'd just be in the life position that I want to be in. I'd be doing things that I want to do. I'd be in an environment I want to be in. This isn't the environment I want to be in. In an environment that encourages a lack of emotional safety, dismissiveness, and aggression. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm looking for autonomy because of I don't want this and I don't want that. But what do I want? Well, to live my life to the fullest, as I said, really. And what do I think that's gonna help? What do I think I'll be able to do with that? Enjoy my life. That's it. I'll be able to do things I've never been able to do before: box, swim, travel, be in an environment that I want to be in, be with friends who I want to be with. Yeah. I am done, completely done being in a place where I think my wants are being dismissed to a level I don't like. They're being undervalued. They're being aggression shown. I'm not doing that anymore, man. I'm just not. I'm not going to allow myself to stay in this environment. I'm going to move out. I'm done. Really done with this. Why is it that I should think, oh no, I don't want to do what I truthfully want to do because I might get caught doing it. I don't want to make these videos and get caught making the videos. Listen to the word and get caught making them. It's not like it's not like I'm committing illegal activity. It's not like I'm doing anything illegal, but I don't want to get caught doing it because I think that my potential might not be fulfilled, and I could live in regret for the rest of my life and reflect on my life in regret if I speak to my parents about what I truthfully want to do with my life. And it could be controlled. I'd be putting myself in a position where they try and control what I do to a level that I don't like. I want to be able to do wherever I want, whenever I want. It really is as simple as that. And autonomy will allow me to do that. Being able to manage myself will allow me to do that. Having so much knowledge and learning so much will allow me to do that. I can't do that without autonomy, without self-government, without ruling myself, managing myself, controlling myself. I can't. Yeah, so on that note, I think I'll leave it there because I'm done. And cheers to living the life that I truthfully want to live, feeling peace that I've wanted to feel for years. Cheers to just having so much fun all the time. Well, not necessarily all the time, but most of the time, because there are going to be some times where I'm not having fun, and that's okay. That's life. But I am certainly going to allow myself to have a lot more fun than I don't, and that genuinely might not be possible here. So I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to keep on growing, keep on learning from the books I've bought and from buying all the other books I'll buy in my lifetime, learning from all the other sources I have learned from in the past and that I will learn from in my lifetime. I will learn from in my lifetime. Parenting courses, maybe parenting lessons before I have kids, so I can further understand me and the dynamic I have between me and my parents, and being able to live in a more healthy way, further understanding it, therapy as well. Like, this is all in the pipeline, but it's only gonna come in time. Maybe in like 10 years I would have been able to do all of these things, maybe even 5, who knows. 5 years is 1 year, let alone 5 is plenty of time to completely change as a person, which I'd say I really have done. Since filming that video I filmed on this day 1 year ago, completely. I can't find the video, but I really have. But now autonomy is the way. Like how Dr. K says, maybe meditation could help, but yeah, I just oh, the 20% battery warning. I just want to have so much fun, because I've had so many years where I haven't completely had as much fun as I think I deserve to have, as I think I am entitled to have, because I'm putting the work in. Maybe that's the deep root of it. I think, oh, this place I'm living in, as I was growing up, when I was about 15, 16, this place I'm living in is a shithole. I mean, I've lacked in my life, and I'm willing to provide. I didn't really get to see my grandparents. I mean, most of them died before I was born, and then grandparent that was alive, I didn't get to meet in my conscious life. We were in the same room once, through seeing a photo. There's proof of us being in the same room, but in my adult or conscious life, I never spoke to this person. I've lacked in my life, and although I'll never be able to talk to my grandparents ever, I certainly will be able to go out of my way to, I certainly can fill the voids that I might have had, like a lack of grandparents, for example. Some people end up fatherless, or some people end up motherless. That's what I got. I've never thought, I want to live how I truthfully want to live, because I've had so many years without that. I didn't know what I was doing in life, man. I was just keeping up with the Joneses. In my mind, I'm thinking of saying so lost, but maybe that's because I wasn't anywhere near where I was now 5 years ago, for example. I'm not the same person at all compared to the person I was 5 years ago on an interactional level, and how I thought. I absolutely wasn't. Absolutely am not. And I plan to keep on changing. I'd like to say that in a positive way and in a healthy way, that I'm nothing like what I'm like now in 5 years' time. And I can just look back in memories in this place where in this dark time in my life. I say that because of the weather, because it's night now. It's pitch black now. But also in the past, maybe a year or so, maybe even within this year, when I had dark thoughts, suicide, and also homicidal thoughts as well, that I spoke about in the serious video that I made, the first one. I am so done. So done with it. So done with it, seriously. I want to be able to live how I truthfully want to live, because there have been so many years where I haven't liked my situation by saying, this place where I'm at, when I was growing up, this place is a shithole. I didn't like my situation. I didn't like the shouting. I didn't like the the aggression that I could have been shown as a teenager, not as a child, but as a teenager. Yeah. So I might not fulfill my parents' ideal. Maybe they want to see me as an ideal rather than a human being, but I'll fulfill my ideal and see myself as a human being. I don't have to live through other people's standards. I don't have to shun myself for not having religious beliefs. I don't have to. I like how my dad could have done, and it's like I can't. In this place, being myself is not acceptable. Oh man, I'm feeling tension in my sternum, in between my chest. I don't want to cry, but maybe that really is what it is. I would not let that what I've called in the past couple of days a cat out the bag, that I don't have religious beliefs, because I want to decide them on my own terms. Because I've seen, I think that's it. I just want to be deep down. I want to be myself, and I want to be accepted as myself. Maybe that's it. Just want to be accepted. I want to be accepted as myself rather than being accepted for fulfilling a certain ideal way of life that my parents might have in their minds. That could genuinely be what I'm looking for. Just genuine acceptance. Acceptance for being who I want to be, not for being who they want me to be. Acceptance. Maybe that's it. Acceptance. And if I leave, and if I move out and never live with my parents again, I'll be able to put myself further in an environment where me being accepted for who I am happens. I hear the fireworks, but I can't see any, and maybe metaphorically speaking, I could use those fireworks that are popping right now on Halloween 2022 to celebrate the fact that I'm done with not being accepted, or being undervalued, maybe, or not potentially being unaccepted, not accepted, but in my opinion being undervalued. Yeah, I'm done with that, and maybe I'll be able to have a deep conversation with my parents now about that when I'll be in a place where I'd want to be, and I'm not attached to them at all, in terms of like shelter, food, clothes, etc. And I'll be in a place where I don't depend on them at all in any way. I'd have them in my life because I want to have them in my life, because without it I just get undervalued. I think I get undervalued, and when I do move out, I might be able to have that conversation with them, and they might be willing to accept it, they might not be, but they'd know my opinion, and if they decide to not listen, that's their business, not mine. And yeah, I'm done not being accepted. I'm done not accepting myself for not fulfilling schoolwork, not doing the schoolwork to the level I'd want. I'm done not accepting myself. I'll be able to accept myself with autonomy. Autonomy would help me with that, seeing as I'll be able to manage myself. I'll be able to say, no, I am valued. I value myself. I value myself. I accept myself. I like who I am. Yeah, welcome to a new chapter. Welcome to a new chapter. On this day, on this cold day, my feet are feeling so cold. I've got black socks on, some fairly thick black socks on, and sliders that my dad gave me, that he used to wear. I want my own stuff, man. I want my own first-hand stuff. I deserve it. I'm entitled to it because I'm putting the work in. I believe I am entitled to it because I'm putting the work in to be able to live how I want to. So I believe that I am entitled to it and that I do deserve it. Not automatically, as entitlement might imply, but I do believe I deserve it over time, eventually, after I've done what I needed to do to get to having the resources I want to have, having the amount of money I want to have, coming in, flowing in, having multiple cash flows, having passive income, being free to think what I want, to live how I want, to be the person I want to be, free. I don't think I could do that here. Because if, for example, with the 2-day water fast, I say something like that, I say, oh, I want to do something like that, I could get shouted at for it. That doesn't sound like an emotionally safe place to me, where you don't think that you're going to be harshly judged for doing something that you truthfully want to do. That doesn't sound free to me. That sounds harshly controlled, unfairly controlled, or excessively controlled, maybe, over-controlled, overprotective. I believe that although my parents might not have malicious intent, it seems like sometimes what they do, they might not understand that what they do, the dismissiveness, the aggression might actually have insidious effects on their child, or on their children, in fact, which my siblings might find that they have to work through over time, even just like how I am now. But I know I am in a sense, I'm looking freedom because I know I'm looking for it. Freedom in every way. Like how Michael Drift with his freedomist movement says in terms of the aspects he gives towards freedom: mental freedom, financial freedom, nutritional freedom, physical freedom, I think, social freedom. I don't think economic freedom's one, but there's a whole lot which you can find on the freedomist movement, on that video, unlisted video that he has on the website that he's got. The freedomistmovement.com, I think it's called. Yeah. I'd like to build my own website, man. I'd like to be able to give people what I think is the truth, because I'd be able to say, wow, everything that I've done is meant. I've got to a place that I've been wanting to get to for potentially years now. This place that I've been saying I want to get to, yeah, I've got to this place now. Anyway, autonomy is the way I'll leave it at that. Autonomy and freedom, that's it. That's what I'm looking for, so I can accept myself, so I'm in a place where I am truthfully accepted, and that the people who I consider close to my life accept me for who I am. And although they might constructively criticize me, they won't show me excessive amounts of aggression. They won't try and hurt me. They won't try and threaten to hurt me. They won't try and threaten to completely destroy my life in the form of threatening homelessness over me. I'm shaking right now because it's cold, so hence I'm moving. I think I've just been doing that naturally, but yeah, I'm done with that way of life, and I am willing to give myself autonomy, freedom to do whatever the fuck I want, when I want, and the freedom to think I could do whatever I want when I want. Of course, I've managed myself with the help of autonomy, so I wouldn't go overboard with that and cause harm to other people. For example, I wouldn't go out my way to cause harm to other people. I'd control myself, but yeah, freedom. So I can live and enjoy my life, and feel happy, feel not all the time, but feel happy and feel at peace, knowing that I am competent. Because the grades that I get, they want what I wanted to get. So in a sense, I'd be thinking that I'm not that. I'm not that. And because there's that mantra that you basically have to go to uni. It's like I wasn't allowing myself to value myself.
I wasn't saying, oh well, no, you know what, these grades aren't where I want it to be, but I can change that slowly but surely. For one and for two, I am okay. I am acceptable. I am okay. I am alright without having the quote unquote the highest of grades. I am okay. I am alright without them. And I am a human being without them. I am valuable. I do have hold of valid place on this earth without them. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'll leave it at that because this is a lot, and also I am outside, and who knows anyone could eavesdrop, even though I'm speaking quietly. But then again, that's quite self-centered, isn't it? Who would want to be listening? But then again, it's just for protection. I understand that, though. I understand that. But yeah, anyway, I'm done. I'll leave it at that, and let's see where I get 1 year from now. Have I reached autonomy? Have I reached autonomy? Am I still showing honesty with myself to the same level that I want to show honesty to? Am I? Yeah. Have I kept my honesty? Have I kept my integrity? Or am I doing some fucking bullshit? Am I trying to just, like how Luke Spurgeon said, play the game or do anything for money? Am I? He might be, he might not be. I don't know. That's not my business. But yeah, have I kept my honesty? Have I kept my integrity? Am I still allowing myself to say that I as a human being am acceptable and I do hold a valid place on this earth? I don't think I ever said I didn't because of that, but maybe I'd imply it due to worth in school being defined by your grades that you would get and that you could change potentially immediately through the next test that you take. I'm shivering at the moment, that's why I'm saying it like that, sorry. Yeah, anyway, I think I'll leave it at that for now. I'm finished, so. Oh no, you can't really see my face, but yeah, I'm done. That's it. Let's see where I'm at a year from now, and maybe fireworks will be going off again. Who knows? I might actually have moved out in a year's time. Who knows? But I'll certainly be further for sure, and I'll be much improved. I'll be where I want to be, a lot closer to where I'd want to be in life a year's time from now for sure, and I'll make that happen. Anyway, I'm done. Let's see where I'm at by year 2, man. I was saluted. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm finished. Peace. I'm just outside and I'm not filming myself with the flashlight on because, again, quote unquote, might get caught. I might get caught. That was my reasoning. It was too obvious, I said to myself. So or paraphrasing it, it was too obvious. I might get caught, but yeah, a year's time from now, hey, I might have moved out. Who knows? I would have done a lot. I'll make sure of it. I now know the power that a year holds. I can completely change in a year's time, and I'll make that happen. And I've got to make that happen by getting cash flow, not necessarily a job, but cash flows, and using that cash flow to make more cash flows that I want to have. I'm still keeping my integrity, no amount of money. This period of time in my life where I've had no money coming in, I've now started to think, yeah, I'm not going to just do anything for money. I don't have, I'm just not willing. I'm not willing to allow myself to be led by my wallet. A wallet that has been man-made, that even I didn't make. Hey, who knows? I could make a wallet in the future. Build my own stuff. Yeah. Say that. Yeah, I put the work in to do that. I did that. Maybe I've learned how to fade my own hair as well. That'd be nice. But all in time, I think I'll be able to achieve a lot more than I probably think I'd ever be able to achieve now. On that note, I'm done. I have nothing else to say. I think I might write out what I'm trying to achieve in a year's time on it in the description. But it's basically get more cash flows, get cash flows that I want to have, like a gym instructor job, get personal training qualifications, and get a personal training job, and have more different cash flows coming in, passive income, and have a car that I've earned, drive a car that I've earned. I've gone and got the money for. The reason why I say I haven't earned it in a sense is because it was just given to me. It was given to me, man. And rest in power to the person that gave it to me, but it was just given to me. I didn't have to put in any money for it. I didn't have to look at it. I didn't have to check it or anything like that. It was just given to me. Yeah, nah, I don't want that anymore, man. Anyway, I'm done. It's cold. I have no more to say. But other than autonomy and freedom's the way, because it will allow me to really love life, live life, and be able to reflect with pride, knowing, or not pride, not even pride, happiness, and be able to live with happiness and reflect in happiness, knowing that I'm living how I want to live, not how my parents want to live. Parents want me to live, not how my siblings might want me to live, not how my so-called friends might want me to live. These people who might not have my best interests at heart, and that's family included. Not for any reason in particular, but I'm just saying they're not me. Yeah, I want to follow myself. I want to lead myself, because I've found so much fulfillment by doing that. So much happiness, so much fulfillment. There's so many different ways of living how I truthfully want to live that people might not know exist, like the weekly health reviews, and that then they don't know what they could do, because I've followed myself, my own ideas. Napoleon Hill talks about infinite intelligence. I don't know about that, but I certainly came up with the idea in my head, that's for sure, to do weekly health reviews and that, and because of that there's so much more freedom. I can do what I can create my own ideas, live how I want to live through following my own way of thinking. People on the outside world, people other than myself, might not have my best interests at heart, and people might be trying to destroy me, and that could even be like public organizations, who knows. But yeah, I'm done with that. So I'm following myself, my own integrity, my own honesty, because that's what's meant I've been able to live a lot more, with a lot more happiness, a lot more peace, and live how I want to live day by day, a lot more purpose, I have a solid reason to live on this earth, because I've followed my own path, my own journey, which others might not be willing to take. That's on them. In my mind, I'm saying that's a shame and that sucks to be them, but that's their business, man. That's their business. I can't worry about everything. I can't think about everything. That's literally impossible, because I don't know, quote unquote, everything. I don't. So I don't want to either. That means there'd be nothing else to learn, nothing else to know. Forget that. I want to keep on learning. I want to keep on knowing, because I found so much happiness, so much fulfillment from that. So that's what I'm going to keep on doing. It's as simple as that. Even though it's night, it's very light. I think it's because my eyes have adapted. But yeah, I'm going to allow myself to just chill out, and now I'm really done. Cheers to autonomy and cheers to freedom, because without it, I'll just be a fat mess. I'll be a fat mess depending on my parents, and I don't want that anymore, man. I haven't been able to live my life to the fullest that way. It'd just be a lot of anger, a lot of hate, a lot of unresolved anger, a lot of unresolved hate, a lot of unresolved sadness, unhealthy relationships, toxic relationships, hazardous to the mental health. And I'm done destroying myself. That's it. That's how I see it. I'm done destroying myself. And on that note, I'm finished, and I'll see you in the next one, man. Salute. Cheers to living how you truthfully want to live, yeah? Cheers. Peace.